Yes, people, what's happening? Darren Placid here with the boy himself, Kevin Lisbie. The brother who's had his football career was just a little bit better than mine. Just a little bit, bro. But he's retired now. You're doing your thing, bro. Yeah, obviously doing your finishing workshop. But I guess it's been different. It's been a bit different with lockdown. So how's it been for you?
Yeah, I mean, lockdown in my workshop itself. Yeah, been a bit difficult at the beginning. I think I had to adapt. Try and be inventive and how I could go about giving these kids the development sides that I've been giving them for a long while, and making sure that I don't stop, and making sure that they continue to grow as players, and also as young men and young girls, because I obviously do a few girls. So yeah, I sat down at my home and worked out how I could do it. So then I thought to myself I could do one-to-one sessions. I think that was something that I've never really done before. So
yeah,
obviously with the numbers being really low of amount of kids that you can coach, I sort of took it on a one-to-one session. Much more work, but it's worth it at the end, and you get to add a lot more detail to what you do as well, as you will know now.
Yeah, cool. All right, then, yeah, man. So obviously, adapted to. It's funny enough that I actually put a post up today on my Instagram that said, like, you know, instead of adapted to survive, it's about adapted to succeed. And many people have kind of survived through. But how do you feel you've done? Have you? Would you say you've survived, or would you say you've succeeded?
Well, funny enough, as I saw that quote, and I was quite taken back, and I'm someone that deals with stuff internally. I always like to look at what I've done and have I improved. Am I a better person, coach, man, than father, dad than I was yesterday? And I think me personally, I've come out of this with a lot more clients, a lot more knowledge, and I think most importantly, I think my kids have come out of it with a lot more information.
Cool.
And a lot of them seem to be thriving under the one-to-one sessions.
Okay, well, there you go, man. So you've adapted to succeed. All right, fair enough then.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we've got a few questions. So we've pretty much answered the first one. We're on to the second one, mate. If you just have a read of it.
Yeah. How have I adapted? Yeah, we've just spoken about that. Obviously,
Yep.
Are we talking about mentally, or are we talking about
mentally? I'd say let's go mentally, especially with mental health being at its highest throughout lockdown. So
yeah, I think the first lockdown was really difficult. I think you're always looking on telly. I'm not really a news person, but you're looking at the amount of deaths that was out there, and the amount of people struggling. I know people close to me that were struggling, and I think it had a little bit of effect on me, but just like anything in life, I had to sort of put it to the back of my mind, and I had to get on with it. I've got kids, I've got a big family, so I had to make sure I was strong enough to deal with anything that comes my way. And I think fitness is a major part of my drive, and it's what keeps me going. After a workout, as you well know, I feel like all the stresses that was before the workout is now disappeared.
Yeah, your body feels mash up though, but
yeah, exactly. But you know what it does? If you could sell that feeling of when you finish that workout, if you could bottle that and sell it, you'd be a millionaire. Because
true, very true.
Can you imagine if you could just give someone that to drink, and that all those emotions you had before the workout disappears, and your day feels a lot better as well, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm an emotional guy, and my wife will tell you, but for the first lockdown, I had to be really, really cold. I had to be almost ice cold just to make sure me and my family got through it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So listen, when you spoke about fitness, so we actually going on to the next question.
Yep.
Have you? I'll say it. Have you kept your fitness levels up?
Yeah, I mean, this is the fittest I've been in probably about 5 years.
Oh, gee.
5 years.
Football clubs, you listening?
It's the key, innit? It's the key. I mean, I can't wait to summer now. I can actually buy medium tops now.
Whoa, Jesus!
And with a couple more months, I'll get a small. Like you. Yeah. It does. You know it.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, we spoke about before. If you could bottle that feeling and you could sell it, it's amazing. And I would always guarantee and always push people to try it. I mean, I think what I would say is enjoy the journey. I think a lot of people, they want to be fit within weeks, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So in order to get to where you want to be, I think you need to enjoy what you do. So you need to enjoy the fact that you're fitter than yesterday. You need to enjoy that when you go for a run, you're not as tired as you was the day before.
Yeah.
And stop worrying about that end bit and just enjoy the fact that you're getting fitter and also, you know what I mean, you're with everything that's going around, it's major, isn't it, that your lungs are working properly and your heart's beating properly, and do you know what I mean? Like,
most definitely, man. I mean, most definitely. And the thing is, funny you say that, that last bit, I always say it to pretty much all my clients that everything on the outside is like, it's cosmetic. It's nice. It's nice to look good. It is nice to look good. But on the inside, that's what's most important. Your heart, your lungs, your liver, you know, your brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always say to people that, like, it's always, for me, I'm always training people mentally more than the physical aspect of it. You know, so.
And people they don't see that inside bit in it. So that's why it's hard for people to actually register how important it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
they want
most
to see you want to look in the mirror and you want to see that difference. But for me personally, I don't even weigh myself no more. If I go for a 5k run now, I go home and I feel like I can do another one.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I want to be. I want to be fit.
Yeah.
I want to be healthy. I want to know that my lungs are working properly. I want to know that my heart's beating properly, and I drink my waters, and I make sure that I live a healthy life.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Right, so we'll go on to the next one. I'll let you read this out because, boy, I mean, I don't think I had a career to retire, but there you go.
How's retirement been on reflection? If we're talking about, obviously I've retired 2 years ago. What I would say is, during this lockdown period, it's given me a time to almost mourn, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I finish football, because life still goes on, it's hard to, it's almost like you're skipping rope, you're trying to jump, you're trying to get in there.
Yeah, get with the rhythm.
You're trying to get in the rhythm, you're trying to get into the real world, I call it, because I think football is a bubbled world. So I think what's happened in this lockdown is it's given me a time to reflect, it's given me a time to appreciate what I've done in the game, and now I'm ready to move on with this coaching thing that I do. Obviously I go into the school and I mentor young kids, I coach young kids, so I feel like that's the next part of my journey, and I've accepted that, and I think through this lockdown it's given me time to reflect and appreciate what I've done, because as you well know, I was in the game for 17 years, so that's a massive achievement, isn't it, from a boy from Hackney to stay at the top level as well. I played most of my career, 90% of my career at a top level.
Yeah.
There's a real determination about me when I was playing, and I had to transfer that into real life, and I feel like I've done it.
No, definitely, man, definitely. All right, so you know, I'm gonna go off of this. When did you accept retirement? You know, when people say that they've retired, and even in my job, right, you have people that have done 30 or 35 years and then retire after 35 years, but they try to convince themselves and say, you know what, I'm ready to retire, that's it, I'm done. But then when they actually are retired, do they actually accept it? They probably don't, because they still want to go and do something and want to go back. So when did you actually, when you retired, when was it actually real for you that was it? I wasn't getting up, I wasn't going to football, I wasn't gonna go and train with the people then. You're just gonna get up, go and make yourself a cup of tea, and watch it on a Saturday. When did it really hit home for you?
It's funny you say that, because obviously the day I did retire, the first thing I did is I went for a jog, and then I went for a run, then I went for a fitness session, I'd done a bit of football. It was almost like making sure if the opportunity came again I was ready, but not actually realising that was it, I'm done, if that makes sense. So I almost kicked myself to believing that I hadn't retired. Tried to keep myself in some form of routine, in case a club comes calling, and they were never going to call. I was 38 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, as young as I look.
True, man. You know what I mean?
My body just wouldn't do it again. It wouldn't be able to cope with the stresses of football and the levels of what these kids are producing right now. My body just wouldn't be able to cope with it. And I think the day I actually realised, I think I stayed in bed for about 2 weeks. I felt tired for 2 weeks. I could sleep at any moment. I don't know if that was me dealing with it or me not dealing with it. But I felt like I needed that period. I needed that period just to almost cut the rope, detach myself from that footballing world. So yeah, it was difficult, but the moment I actually detached myself from it, I actually felt better. They speak about death and they speak about the mourning period and the stuff you've got to go through. I think football is quite similar to that, because it's something I've had from 15 years old to 38.
You're institutionalised, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you're institutionalised. You get up, you do the same thing for how many years? Obviously, it's just a massive difference when you have to get up.
As well, isn't it? Yeah. Like, I mean, you walk onto a field. I've had to clear my mind every time I watch football. I've had to clear my mind from that feeling of walking onto the field again. Almost delete it from my system. That feeling of walking on, that buzz when people calling your name, and that's the bit I think footballers really struggle with at the end. But I think the minute you can get over that, the minute you start mourning it and you move on, I think your life will be better for it.
Cool, man. I'm still waiting for that day that everyone chants my
What,
name,
before it
man.
starts? Oh, before, yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm still waiting.
Listen,
for that
you got
day,
the missus
man.
and kids. I think that's where it's.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. That is it, man. I'm a FIFA 98. I mean, sorry. I don't play FIFA 98. I play FIFA 20, whatever the weather. Right, I'm gonna read out the next one. It's the last one, right? And it's literally off of the career and that, but. We're in a world, right, where, body positivity is mainly based around plus-size people. But do you think it should be emphasised and made aware around slimmer people as well?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, because I told you I was watching a film a couple months ago, and I think there was it was almost like a Fat Club sort of film, and there were a lot of plus-size people getting therapy, and there was one slim woman there, and a few of the plus-size women sort of was having a go at her, and she brought them to the side, and she broke down how she felt.
Oh wow!
She broke down how she felt, and it's not necessarily always about what people see in us; it's how we see ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah,
is the most important part, and for me personally, I think it's almost like you talk about even with bullying, like. I might say something to you that wouldn't affect me, but might affect you. So you've got to be really, really careful what you say to people and how they're feeling inside. No one knows how people are dealing with stuff inside, and some people go through it. Like maybe they're a little bit heavier than they was last week, and they don't know how to cope with that. They don't know how to deal with that. But their feelings and emotions are real, and we've got to be a little bit more considerate to that. I know. Some people say no, I feel a bit bigger, but it's definitely real out there, and I think making it aware, I think being aware of it, and putting it out there so people just take into consideration that they might be going through stuff themselves.
Yeah, and listen, I agree with what you're saying, and I think I get it, and I get it massively that you got people that are all different sizes and all different shapes, and some people want to get to one point, some people want to get to another point. Listen, let's put it this way: in general, no one's ever going to be completely happy with what they look like. They're never going to be until the end game. It's never going to be completely happy. But I think we need to. You're right, absolutely right, that we need to be considerate for both sides. I think what I'm seeing a lot of is the body positivity. Be happy with your. Be happy in your skin and that. But when I'm seeing people turning around and saying, "Oh, don't promote weight loss," but but that's that person, what that person wants to do. So if they want to promote weight loss, that they're losing weight, they're losing weight, fair enough. It's not a war between two.
No.
And I think this is what's happening. I think what's happening is that there's a war between two. So a big person is going against a slim person, and a slim person can't post this because it's going to affect that one. Or a big person can't post this because it's going to affect. And I think just bring it all together. We're talking about body positivity. So the positive, it doesn't mean that we're not going to be talking about a slim person because they automatically should be confident, because they may not. As you said, we spoke before the other day, and we said that slim person might want to put on weight, try and make size. You know what I mean? And then the big person might want to lose weight. There you go. Bring it all together.
No one knows what anyone's dealing with internally, do they?
No.
That's the major part in life, and I think I spoke to some kids today, and and they were picking on one boy because he weren't too good at the sport.
Yeah.
And I just said, like, society seems to be okay with treating people not how we don't want to be treated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I just said to them, look, if you could just think before you speak, how would that affect me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you could just think, how would that affect me before I open my mouth?
Yeah.
This world would be a much better place, and people are dealing with, you deal with clients, I've got clients, and people are dealing with stuff internally so much that we don't know.
Exactly.
But we want them to be able to speak about it, and their pain and their anger and their decisions they make are real. They're real pain, and they're dealing with it.
Most definitely, man. And that's what I'm saying. The thing is as you say, that we have to deal with it with our clients. Most of my, even like the client I had earlier on, you know, it's not about, you know, keeping them slim or keeping them whatever. It's just about getting together and just taking themselves away for an hour, just to kind of enjoy themselves, and that's it. And that is it. No matter if you're big, slim, tall, short, whatever the weather, that's exactly what it is. But then that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that let's just bring it all together. And instead of like one group going against another group, bring it together. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, so
the only way, Dad, we're gonna really, and if I go back to my footballing career, the minute you start focusing on someone else, that's time taken away from yourself, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so if someone posted something, like, and they're slim, like, they might post that because they didn't feel good that day, or they might post it because they did feel that. No one really knows when we post stuff how that person's feeling at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if we just take it for what it is,
exactly,
and then we try and do the best we do. And I post something a bit earlier as well, regarding a bit of football.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that everything we post, everything we do should be to inspire other people despite of what they're going through.
Exactly.
That should be our journey in life.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly that, mate. Yeah, man. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, mate. That's what I'm saying. It's all about lifting people up, mate, and definitely surround yourself with good people like yourself, mate. You know what I mean? You know, I've learned, I think, as I say, in the times that we've met up, I've always took something away and learned and thought to myself, you know what? Yeah. Even the way you articulate yourself, you're talking and you just say things, and there's never an angry moment with yourself. And I've tried to bring that into my social life as well. There's times where I'll go to work and I'll be like, "Rrr," or I'll go home, "Rrr," and that's it. But now, you know, I think that the times that, you know, we spend, and I've never actually said it, but the times that we've spent, and I've always thought to myself, yeah, you know what, you may not even think about it, but there's certain things that you've said, and I thought, yeah, you know what,
I think
articulate.
As I said before, Dal, it's just, the only thing that matters is what's inside of us, innit?
Yeah.
Like, so, do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm angry with you, and I'm shouting at you, like, I'm probably going to feel the effects of it. We've got our watches on now, and every time we start shouting, it tells us to breathe.
To breathe, for real. Yeah. Apple, no.
Yeah, it's telling us to breathe, it's telling us to calm down.
Breathe.
It isn't telling you to calm down, it's telling me to calm down.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's
so,
true.
These are little things we've got to take on board, innit? Like you could be there, and I'm shouting at you, and my watch is telling me to breathe. So who's feeling the benefits of it? Who's worse off for it? So we got to be really careful, and we've got signs every day, innit? People are just dropping down. Fit people are dropping down.
Yep.
Because maybe something they're carried inside of them, innit? And I don't want to carry anything that inside of me that's going to affect me outside. And I've got good friends, I've got good family, and I'm just blessed to have these people. And I try and hopefully I show it in the way I act and the way I coach people, and the way I deal with my friends, and the way I deal with my families. And I'm hoping that internal, that stuff that I deal with internal will come out, and then hopefully inspire other people to be similar to myself or even better.
Definitely, bro. Definitely, mate. Well, you know what? Keep doing what you're doing. That's all I'd say. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep motivating.
I'll try into the knees.
Alright, listen, mate. Listen, we still got our bet on anyway. But anyway, I want to
that's another story.
That's another
story.
Be posted exactly. But keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing amazing at what you're doing, mate, and you're inspiring the youngsters, and just keep lifting them up, man. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. But that's it, bro. Anyway, it's starting to rain, so let's get the hell out of it. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe onto the YouTube channel. It's been a while, but you know what? There's going to be a lot more videos coming. Peace.